Whoa, what in the actual fuck are you doing?
What do you mean?
Why did you bring a fucking assault rifle into the studio?
Actually, this is an AR-15 and is technically only an assault-style rifle. Don't worry though, that's a common mistake.
What's the goddamn difference?
I am not totally certain, but my buddies on pro-gun forums assure me that it's a valid argument to use on Facebook after any mass shooting.
Okay, whatever. But that doesn't explain your need to bring it into our fucking studio. Please tell me, it's at least not fucking loaded.
I am not sure how to tell. Perhaps I can check the manual when I get home.
We're doomed. Now let me get this straight. You walked into a gun shop, bought an AR-15, walked out, and you're telling me that they didn't even give you basic instructions or any kind of competency test?
Well, it is very clear based on looking at me that I am obviously extremely competent. Besides, it's for our protection.
Protection from what? Are you expecting the studio to be attacked by a fucking horde of velociraptors?
Well, no, though I admit that would be very cool.
Then what could you possibly think we need protection from that would necessitate a weapon of war?
Well, what about a burglar?
Was the burglar trained by John Wick and wearing full body armor? If not, then I think you could get away with a pistol locked up in a gun safe like most other responsible gun owners.
Well, no. The right to bear arms is enshrined in the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. The whole reason it was put in place was so that citizens would not be denied weapons in case we ever needed to rebel against a tyrannical government.
Right, and have you ever had to rebel against the government to any degree higher than refusing to pay a city parking ticket?
Well, no, once again, but that's probably because the government is aware that we have guns and knows not to mess with us. Fight the power.
Do you really think that if the United States fucking government decided to instate martial law that you'd be able to fight back with your piddly assault rifles?
Who is Marshall? Is their last name Mathers?
It's called martial law. It's when the military basically takes control of the country. It's the same shit that Trump tried to institute about a dozen times during his presidency. The Second Amendment was written when the most advanced weapons available were fucking muskets that fired one shot and took several minutes to reload. It was never intended to give average citizens the right to keep weapons of mass destruction in their fucking sock drawers.
That is an outrageously incorrect statement. Everyone knows that an AR-15 would never fit in a sock drawer.
Look, the point is that you can't use standing up to the government as an excuse to carry around portable classroom killers. Did you forget that the military has Predator drones, tanks, F-35s and fucking nuclear weapons? How long do you think you and 1,000 of your don't tread on me buddies are going to last against even like one dude in a fighter jet? This isn't some fantasy world where you're some kind of action hero because you could afford a gun at Walmart. This is real life. So put down the Xbox controller for 5 fucking minutes, turn off Call of Duty, and take a look outside for once.
Anyway, there is luckily an entire political party that is dedicated to protecting the rights of citizens to own guns, while also protecting the millions of dollars in donations they receive from the National Rifle Association, the largest gun lobby group in the United States. In fact, one of our own reps here in Rock Hill, South Carolina has gone to great lengths to prove how safe they are. Representative Ralph Norman, seen here looking like he regularly pays for seedy hotels in Thailand by the hour, created a stir when he placed a pistol on a table during a meeting with a gun safety advocacy group in an effort to prove that gun violence is spiritual, not physical. We are fortunate to have politicians like Mr. Norman proving that guns on restaurant tables make people feel safe.
They didn't feel safe. They felt threatened. How is flashing your gun around in public meant to make anyone feel safe?
Because the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is to have a good guy who has one too. Obviously.
Okay, fine. And if I happen to see someone whip out their assault rifle at McDonald's, how exactly am I supposed to know he's one of the good guys and not one of the bad ones who's looking to have a Netflix documentary made about them one day?
Unfortunately, there has been a steady rise of shooting incidents in the United States that are ironically giving dumb liberal politicians ammunition for fighting against our gun rights.
First of all, you severely underestimate the number of liberals who own guns. No one wants to take your guns away. People just want to enact common-sense gun laws to at least try and keep them out of the hands of bad actors.
The only bad actor I can think of who should not own guns is Alec Baldwin.
Do you realize that the number of school shootings has increased exponentially over the past decade? I mean, they've gotten so common that they barely break the news cycles anymore. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was 1 or 2 just last week, and I can't even remember them because they're so fucking common. What do you say to the people who just want to try anything to stop children from getting slaughtered in schools, a place where every child should feel completely safe?
Oh, that is super easy. Barely an inconvenience. All we have to do is give people more guns.
More guns? What kind of fucking backwards logic is that? You know, fighting fire with fire in real life only creates a bigger fire, right?
One of the proposed solutions to the epidemic of school shootings in America is to begin arming teachers. This way, they can fight back against any potential psychotic mass murderers and better protect our children.
So let me get this straight. Instead of just making sure that psychotic mass murderers can't get their hands on tools to make mass murdering easier, your solution is to expect a 20-something-year-old teacher who just spent that morning handing out gold stickers and grading spelling tests to suddenly jump into action and calmly take down a mass shooter. Do you think elementary school teachers are getting their certifications from the Army Rangers or some shit?
Another proposed method to alleviate the scourge of gun violence that has ripped through our nation, besides wearing AR-15 pins in Congress in order to show solidarity with the freedom to mass murder, is to offer what are known as thoughts and prayers. Unfortunately, some people, who I assume are dumb, question this method and have turned what should be a heartfelt response into an internet meme.
Yeah, because it's literally zero effort and makes people look like they care even though it does fuck all. If they actually cared, they'd take action, such as demanding we at least attempt to shore up our gun laws and keep fellow Americans safe. But few politicians are willing to even entertain the notion of it because freedom
is very important and the backbone of America, and it is important that politicians stand up for gun rights. Take Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example. When not flashing pictures of Hunter Biden's penis on the House floor or accusing the Jews of starting forest fires with space lasers, she also fights the good fight for guns by publicly screaming at school shooting survivors. In fact, Representative Lauren Boebert, known for performing sexual acts during stage plays for kids, even sent out Christmas cards with her children armed and ready to protect our freedoms. This is in stark contrast to liberal politicians who want to take away your guns, and thus your holiday joy.
Alright, well, as far as I know, only one politician has actually called for taking away guns.
Like take the firearms first and then go to court. Okay, so you could do exactly what you're saying, but take the guns first, go through due process second.
That is just fake news.
Look, I get that this is a complex situation that can't be solved with any one potential solution, and I don't know what the answer is, and neither do you, and neither does anyone watching this now, as much as we all think we do. Is the answer taking away guns? Is the answer to give every person a gun like it's a fucking social security number? I don't know, but I do know that the answer is not nothing. If we try nothing, then nothing will ever change, and we will remain the only developed country in the world where mass shootings happen with such frequency that they barely make the local news anymore. Maybe we could at least try some common sense gun laws.
I do not approve of any kind of regulation that would restrict access to guns for any Americans.
I mean, we drive 2-ton death machines to work every day, and those require licenses and training, and it's a privilege that can be taken away if it's misused. Guns are not toys. They are machines designed to kill other human beings, but we've turned them into cultural status symbols and have stopped giving them the respect that they deserve, while at the same time making very little effort to address mental health issues that could contribute to their abuse. But who am I kidding? The reality is that if nothing changed after Sandy Hook, then there's a good chance nothing ever will. One of the darkest moments in our nation's history that serves as a reminder that the United States will never have its priorities straight, and that the new American dream is to simply make it to adulthood without taking a bullet.
Oh, well, in that case, I actually have some good news for you.
And what would that be?
The Sandy Hook shooting was actually just staged by the government, and all of the children who died were just crisis actors. Very, 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 very good crisis actors. They almost had us fooled there.
Yep, we are definitely doomed.